Hey everyone, you are watching and listening to Second in Command. I'm Matt Walsh, your host. We used to be a podcast that was a Veep rewatch. Now we are a podcast that explores the politics in cinema and the cinema of politics. And today, my special guest is an old friend, a funny, very funny man who I've known forever since Chicago days. Very smart guy, Jerry Minor.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's a big deal being on the show.
I know, and it's about time.
Are you disappointed Tim isn't here? Let's get it out of the way.
I was telling you that, yes. Well,
He's
I'm like,
a big deal.
You're just like going on and on, like, okay, and then we're going to do this. I'm like, what? Where's Tim?
Where's the star?
Yeah.
Where's the star? Well, we're always behind the eight ball with the show, so we're always grabbing podcasts, and whenever we have a scheduled thing, we don't want to cancel it.
Yeah.
So Tim would have loved. I'm not going to apologize for him. He doesn't care about you. I'd love to create some acrimony.
Know me?
He doesn't care about you at all. If he really cared, he'd be coming back from his vacation or wherever he is.
I love it that you were like, he's either working or he's doing something. He's one of the two. He's not here.
I mean, we talk about this every show. We are the worst people to have a show because we never plan, but we have a lovely studio.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
Isn't it nice?
Uh-huh.
Comfy?
Yep.
And that's our logo, so it looks like official things. And we have a great producer, Aaron, who sits behind the glass.
Very good. Yeah.
So I'll ask you, how do people know Jerry Minor? How would we know you?
Right now,
Or what do you do? Yeah.
I'm an actor. Right now, you might know me from the television show, the acclaimed television show that I can't think of the name of.
All right.
Abbott Elementary. I do
Okay.
so much work. Like it's like at this
forget
point
what
in my
you've done
career, I'm like,
lately.
I don't know what.
I don't
the
watch
show is.
Abbott a lot, so I haven't seen you on it, but I do love that show.
But I play Mr. Morton.
Oh,
the
okay.
the eighth grade science teacher.
Oh, that's a
And,
good gig.
Yeah, I'm there. Last year I did 7 episodes, so I'm there sometimes.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I knew you back in the day. We lived in New York when you were at SNL.
I was on
And
Saturday
before
Night
that,
Live.
I met you. Yeah, you were on Saturday Night Live. Before that, I met you at Mr. Show out here. So we've sort of like crisscrossed a lot our lives.
And in Chicago.
And Chicago, I met you there first. And you lived for a brief moment below me
That's
in
right,
New York.
in New York, yeah.
Which we've unpacked before. In the old 161 22nd Street, right above the UCB Theater.
Yes, the old UCB Theater.
We were together on 9/11.
We were.
We were.
We went up on the roof and saw smoke where there used to be buildings.
Yeah, and you and Horatio were there. I
Yeah.
remember Horatio was there.
That's right.
It was crazy.
That was crazy because I think that you were the one. Did you wake me up? Because I slept through everything.
I must have woke you up.
And somebody was pushing my buzzer, but I think at one point I talked to you and you said, "Hey, something's going on. You might want to go up and look."
Check
I was
it
just
out.
up on the roof. You want to go up on the roof? But I slept through everything. I think I woke up when the second tower, right before the second tower went down.
Which is crazy. I got on a bike and I rode a bike down there, which was crazy.
You did. I remember you said you
Yeah.
told me that. Yeah.
But it's weird to think that we were at 23rd Street. We were only like a mile and a half away, and that you could possibly sleep through a tragedy like that.
There were somebody was. It may have been you. Somebody was hitting my buzzer. And that's what finally woke me up, or maybe in a delivery or something like that. But I remember hearing the sirens.
Yeah.
I heard them all morning, and I just never even thought. I was just like, it's just a lot of
It's
sirens
New
this
York.
morning. Yeah, it's New York. So
There are always sirens.
but it was constant. I remember that it was constant for like an hour. I'm like, something's going on, and then finally somebody woke me up. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you're lethargic in an emergency. That's what I would not want to be with you when the shit goes down.
Well, that
because you
was-
would probably sleep through it.
Those are the days when I could sleep through something like that. Now I'd have been up. Yeah, I'm sure I had a late night before. I don't even know what I was doing the night before that.
I'm
but-
sure we all had we were in our young 30s or whatever that was.
Yeah, and what was the bar?
McManus?
McManus would often let us stay there.
Yeah.
Not often, but
They would bend the
times. They would
rules.
Bend the rules and let us stay there.
Go to 4 or 5 a.m. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that's pretty wild. And then I feel like when you were out here in L.A., I saw you a lot because this is just me unpacking our intersection. This is not interesting to
No,
me.
it won't be. Don't listen to this part.
But I feel like we hung out a fair amount in L.A.
Yeah.
Because when I came out here, I was single, and I remember everybody out here was smoking. Do you? You don't smoke now?
No.
You did smoke at one
Yeah.
point. You were one of my friends who was a smoker, and I picked up smoking when I came to L.A. Not because of you. It's my choice, but I did pick it up here.
You were a chewer before.
I used to chew the gum.
Oh, the gum.
Yeah, I chew tobacco occasionally, but I was addicted to the gum.
Yeah.
And then all you LA comedians that we were running with, some of whom have gone on to crash the Capitol, we're all smokers.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yep. We all smoked. Somebody asked me for a cigarette the other day, and I was just like, "Are you kidding me?"
How long ago did you put cigarettes away? Before you met your wife, Laura?
Yeah.
Before?
Yeah. Before. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, before I had a kid. Although that was probably, the big, I think, impetus to stop and never pick it up again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like right before I got married and got serious about getting married and all that stuff, I started getting serious about my health and going to the doctor and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I knew that once I started going to the doctor, I was going to quit smoking.
Why?
Because the doctor would say, "Hey, what's going on?"
Because you couldn't lie?
Well, no, I would be afraid that the doctor's going to tell me something, so get that out of the way. If you're going to go to the doctor, don't go to something that you know that can hurt you.
Yeah, that's true.
And I did Alan Carr's book.
I did that too.
That worked for me.
That's Alan Carr, The Easy Way to Quit Smoking.
Yeah.
The best thing about that book is, what was the best thing for you?
It didn't tell me to quit smoking.
Yes, while you're reading it.
Yeah.
That was like, releases so much anxiety. Mm-hmm. It's genius. That was the one thing I'm like, okay, he's not going to make me quit on the page one.
Yeah.
And then he shows you like how you're chasing. My takeaway was, he's basically saying before you were addicted to nicotine, that ghost, what does he call it? The devil or something? He describes it as a demon that lives in your bloodstream. Uh-huh. That's basically what you want to get to, is stasis where you were before you were addicted to nicotine.
Yeah. That
is what you're chasing. So it's like, if you let go of nicotine,
you're gonna get some of the things that he says in that book are not after I found out things are not true.
Like what?
Some of the things he says about the nicotine's effect on you, that whole thing about like there's a baseline, you're trying to get back to it.
Yeah,
when
that's
you're
not
smoking.
true.
I mean, who knows? I mean,
I think that the logic of it worked for me.
The logic works.
Yeah,
it's a lot of self-hypnosis. Book and it works.
Yeah, and he also says it's only like 6 days for nicotine to get out of your system, and once you beat that,
and that may be true. I don't know. I think I think that it may be longer, but I don't know. I mean, that may be true.
Well, I quit because I got hypnotized.
That it works.
Yeah.
I mean, Alan Carr, that's what's happening in that book, and smoking, hypnotism is a really, really good cure for smoking.
Yeah, I had to get hypnotized twice because I fell away after a year, and then I went back.
You started smoking again.
I started smoking again.
And they'll tell you if you get hypnotized, just don't do it. After you get done, don't do it.
Yeah.
If you do it, you're going to have to come back.
Yeah, and pay another $275 or whatever it was for the session. But I think I fell off when I was in the pandemic era, and I was able to Zoom hypnotize. So I got hypnotized over Zoom.
Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy, but it worked because this woman's out of Vancouver, she put headphones on, or I had headphones. So it feels like it's in your head more. I can't explain it. Like she has a soft voice, and it's... So the headphones really, you close your eyes and it really makes you think that she's talking to the center of your mind, the part of you that really wants to quit.
Well, a lot of Scientology was, and then when they're doing those courses, people listening to headphones, listening to L. Ron Hubbard drone on and on about stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
He probably has a hypnotic voice.
Or just drones. He studied hypnotism. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of that is like hypnotism is like just getting the person comfortable, and when they're comfortable, giving them suggestions. So making sure, and that's what they say hypnotism is. It's just a state of absolute relaxation and getting somebody relaxed enough to be able to hear the suggestion and go into your brain, and so you're not even thinking about it anymore.
And it's also easy if they're there to get rid of something. Like if they relax you, because it's like a shaman. You're putting faith in a shaman or voodoo or whatever. And once they relax you, because you're right, once they soothe you and relax you through imagery or self-breathing, whatever, then they access that part of you that wants to quit the thing. That's already in there.
You came there for that.
Yes. And they basically go, I want to talk to that part of you that wants to quit smoking right now. That deep center part of you that knows they no longer want to smoke. And it's like, yes, yeah, you're so in.
You half of the battle is you went in and asked for it.
Yes.
The other half is you got a capable person who knows how to suggest things to you.
Yes.
So that you.
I actually, the guy who hypnotized me, this guy Carrie. I made an improv movie that was loosely based around my experiences in that.
That's right, you did.
That Brian Husky played. Yeah.
Yes, Brian played the.
He played a hypnotist. I probably asked you to be in it, and you were not available.
Yes, you did. And then he starts to take advantage of you, right, or something like that?
No. It's basically it's the classic story of someone's healing, but they need to heal themselves.
Okay.
So he's kind of a mess, and it's related to his marriage with Aaron Hayes that went south, and his kid and stuff like that. So he's trying to heal, but he's also a weird guy who's ignoring the stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, so yeah.
That's okay. I'm not offended. I am offended that you didn't say yes and jump in on the movie.
No, it's something I probably would have wanted to do. I'm really, really into, those subjects, hypnotism and stuff. So
yeah. Well, it's kind of like Tim not being here. It's like he wanted to be here, but his actions speak louder than his words. So you wanted to be in my movie.
I definitely wanted to be in it. I wanted to be in all your movies.
Yeah.
Even the ones
I have so many.
Yeah.
I have so many. Have you ever directed a movie?
Not a movie, no.
You directed a pilot.
I've directed a pilot. I've directed some shorts.
Yeah.
Never directed a full feature film.
What was your pilot about? Because I was in it. What was the premise of that?
Well, I've done a few. I did mine, and that one I just directed some of it. And then the last one I did was just a presentation. It was about me. It was called Old Dad.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah, and that hasn't been seen by anybody. I still have it in my computer.
You need to get that out there.
Well, while I was doing it, while I was editing, Bill Burr opened a movie up with the same title and pretty much the same thing. So I was like, wow.
This is his house. You're sitting in. This is his house. Bill Burr built this building. This is his network.
We have a poster for that film in the kitchen.
There's a poster for that film in the kitchen. Yeah. So worlds are colliding. All right. Well, you picked a movie today with a president in it. Mm-hmm. And you picked Being There. Mm-hmm. Why did you pick Being There?
Well, I picked a different movie at first. I picked Manchurian Candidate, but that was already done.
It was Committed.
Yeah.
I know, that was so funny. And then you had a second pick.
Hypnotism, Manchurian Candidate. I wanted
that is mass hypnotism.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. Well, it's three. There's the three guys that get hypnotized. We're going to the plot of Manchurian Candidate.
Yeah.
And then they don't remember.
Yeah.
And one of them is the assassin.
I just remember a room. I got to see that movie again.
I do too. I haven't seen it in a while. And I think the Denzel Washington was the last one I saw.
Oh, I did not see that one.
And that one wasn't as good from what I remember. I remember just not like paying that much attention to it.
The early one was Sinatra, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I forget who else. Like a Sterling Hayden looking guy, like a clean cut astronaut looking guy.
Yeah. Sterling Hayden.
And Angela Lansbury.
Yeah, he was the other.
And Angela Lansbury.
Angela Lansbury. That's right.
So why did you pick? And then
one of my favorite movies.
Was your second pick also taken, or we went right from Manchurian Candidate? Okay,
it was Being There. Yeah.
Okay, good.
It was one of my favorite movies. Watching it again though, I've seen it so many times, and I watched it last night again because I wanted to be fresh, and remembered a lot of stuff that I hadn't remembered in years. I think that I've seen it probably too many times now because I've watched it. I'm like, oh yeah, I know this whole movie. I know almost every line in it,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite movies.
All right. So if you like what you're listening to, guys, guess what?
You can find the rest of it on Patreon. All you got to do is you go to patreon.com/Second in Command and subscribe for $5 a month, and you have access to the entire Veep Rewatch catalog, which you cannot get anywhere else. Lots of bonus content, and you
the rest of this episode,
of this episode that you were enjoying. So we'll see you over there, patreon.com/second in command. And here's one other thing. If you sign up on your mobile browser or on desktop, you will avoid a 30% upcharge from Apple. So if you want to pay Apple more money to get the same content, you absolutely can. After you sign up on your mobile web browser or your desktop, you can then use the app and you won't get that 30% upcharge. Just letting you know.
I think I understand what you mean.